Hello, welcome to Craftwork Cards Facebook Live for the launch of our new VIP members project of the month. Well, not just for VIP members, but for our project of the month, which is called Blush Rose, which is absolutely beautiful, of course. Gorgeous colour palette, everything is absolutely beautiful, gorgeous hand illustrated designs. Just absolutely stunning. So hi everybody, it's really lovely that lots of you are joining me. Hi Sue, hi Maxine, hi Mary, hi Joe, hi Jen. It's really lovely that there's lots of you. I'll just give a few minutes. Hello Kathy, just so that, hello Helen, that's lovely. Hi Sue, just give a little bit of time for everybody to join. Hi Karen, hi Jane. This is really exciting. Hi Jen, lovely you could join us. Hi Debbie. It's really lovely that everyone's just as excited as we are about all of this. So I wanted to run through exactly what you get as project of the month. It's available on Craftwork Cards website, so www.craftworkcards.com. Go to the home page and there are some new arrivals in there. Hi Joanne, hi Laura, hi Lynn. So go to the new arrivals, you click on that, and then there are a few options for you. So if you're not a VIP member, you should be. Everyone should join. It's £20 a year to join to be a member, but you get 10% off of everything, and you get free postage and packing as well as many other benefits. You get a membership card. You get 10% off everything you buy online at shows, and it includes everything from workshops to subscriptions to everything, so well worth joining. And then you also, one of the big perks of joining is you get our project of the month, which is £17.50 to non-VIP members, but as a VIP member you get it for £10, which is absolutely amazing. Now I know a few people have had been querying, because it actually shows on the website at £11 and 11 pence I think it is, but when you actually go through and log in and everything, it knows that you're a VIP member and it takes it down to, I believe it's £9.99 actually. So you get a really good deal. So I'm going to run through the contents of the kit. I've got some, I think, fabulous samples to show you. I've got lots of reasons to show you why you want the I Want It All. Hi Sam, great that you could join us and it's live, yay! Yeah, so I've got lots of lovely reasons to give you to why you should do I Want It All kit, because it's beautiful. And yes, I've got some samples and I'm going to do some demos as well. I've got a couple of cards that I wanted to make to show you. So I'm going to flip you round and just move the camera a little bit and just get everything into position, so bear with me a second. Hi Andrew, so glad you could join us. Right, let's flip around. Okay, so I'm just going to move the camera slightly and my light so we get some nice images. Move my chair away so I can stand, and I just did that a moment ago and I pulled the microphone out, so I didn't ask you. I'm hoping that you can hear me okay. Picture perfect, yay! Can I have a thumbs up if the sound is okay as well? Hi Dawn, it's lovely to see so many people joining us, thank you. Hello Alexis. Right, okay, so shall we start with the bit where everything always starts, which is with our paper pad. So I've taken each of the designs from the paper pad just so that I can show you it's much more easy to pick and flick. But the paper pad is an 8x8, you get 36 sheets, so 6 different designs, 6 of each, so our usual combination, 150 GSM, so it's a lovely weight and quality. You know Craftwork Cards. So, but look at all those beautiful hand illustrations on there. I need to see lots of love, okay? And look at all that lovely detail in the background as well. Lovely smudgy background too. It's not just a plain colour, so you've got that appearance of texture, but obviously it's ultra smooth. So it's absolutely gorgeous. I have to say this is probably one of my favourite ones, only because it's lovely to cut around those details of those butterflies and things like that. Hi Margaret. Oh, that's lovely. This is another one. So this has got lovely blue, that lovely soft blue dogtooth check in the background with those beautiful pink roses and the leaves. Again, lovely to cut these elements out. So you could use those to make your own elements as well, but absolutely stunning. And then we have a gorgeous, almost like distressed look to the butterflies as well. So it's got the beautiful butterflies, so great, again, perfect if you want to cut those out as well and use those as embellishments, which I have done on my cards. But you've got this like random inking on it, which I think is rather lovely as well. So you don't have to get your inks out and get messy or anything. We've done all the hard work for you. So that's the butterfly one. Then we've got this gorgeous blush rose pinky colour with the script on it. Looks like it's a bit out of a ledger or something like that, but that lovely script as well, and then those butterfly details again, and again with the scrolls and vine down the side. It is like a ledger, isn't it? It's got little, what does it say? Yeah, I can't read it. Cash to cash to somebody Smith, £8. Woo! Okay, so then we've got this other beautiful acry blue colour with the pink dots as well. Again, it's got a bit of a distressed background to it as well, but again, I just think that's absolutely beautiful, and it gives a really different sort of look to your cards as well, which I love. So then we've also, this is our last one, so this is the 6th design. This is black and white roses. This is larger than the other roses, but this one has got like graph paper in the background, and look at all those, every now and again you little sorry, excuse me, I've got a frog in my throat. You get these gorgeous coloured in butterfly. Oh, it's really weird, you know, my fingers nowhere near. That's so funny, sorry. Yeah, so you get these really beautiful coloured in butterflies. Isn't that lovely? So you could go with the roses with your alcohol markers. You could do that with watercolour pencils. You could splodge bits of ink onto it as well. So absolutely stunning. So I love how we always leave you something to get creative with as well. So that's your 6 different pattern papers that come in the kit. That's your 8x8 paper pad. You're then getting 2 sheets of each of the pearlescent cardstock, and yes, we've gone back to, I'm sorry, my light's not very good for this, is it? This is a beautiful sort of soft rosy pink. It's absolutely stunning, and you're getting 2 sheets of this petal pink pearlescent A4 cardstock, and this is like we used to have all those years ago with that beautiful pearlescent. And then we're also getting 2 sheets of the silver grey. Again, it's pearlescent. Look at that, you can really see it on the silver grey. Isn't that beautiful? I do love pearlescent card, I really do. And then we also get 2 sheets of this very soft, like silvery blue. It's definitely got blue tones, but it is like, it's icy blue. It's gorgeous, and it is one that we used to have a long time ago. So you get 2 sheets of that one as well. Then you are getting, and I haven't got these, you're getting 20 cards and envelopes. So you're getting 20 of these, so your kit will make you at least 20 cards, but we are sure that you will have bits and pieces left over so that you'll be able to make more than your 20. I'm sure you will. So you're then getting 32 foiled sentiments. These are birthday ones. You are getting them in gold. So a lovely, like all the fonts and everything on these as well. You get some of them that are solid foils, and then the other ones that are white foiled. And don't forget that these you can colour as well. So if you want to make them pink or blue, you can do that. And then we're also giving you sheets of silver foiled sentiments as well. I'm only showing you one of each. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. Yeah, so it's a sheet of each, because it's 32 in total. So you get 1 sheet of silver and 1 sheet of gold. Okay, so they're the silver ones. Then you're also getting 68 die cut flowers. So they will be made up of the big die cut flowers like these. So these are like our cactusy ones that you can link together. Beautiful to curl and shape. I love the fact that we've given you white. So when I start showing you the samples, you will see how much they really do pop off your cards. And not only do you get the big ones, but we've given you our little flowers as well, which I think is always lovely, because it's nice to have a mixture of big flowers and little flowers. These ones have obviously got those spirally centres, so you could do roses for the middles of them, but all those different shaped flowers, so great to ink up if you want to. Again, they will take inks perfectly, however you want to use it. So then we've got 112 of our alphabets alphabets letters. So this is the silver version, so you get all your capitals, you get your lowercase, and you get some symbols as well, and you get those in silver and you get them in gold as well. And then you also get 5 of these new embossed frames, and look at this lovely retro design on there. Isn't that gorgeous? Really different, really classy, really elegant, absolutely beautiful. So you get that, and you get your idea sheet. Now that is all for £17.50, which I think is amazing value. However, if you are a VIP member, that goes down to £10, which is the most amazing value. So I know that you all want to see some cards, so let's show you some samples. So this is one of the cards that I made. I've lifted all my butterflies up, but I've only cut round the wings, left the bodies in place, so there's nothing underneath. So I've only used one of them because I want my 6 pieces of paper that I can use. So I do like to do this quite a lot, just cutting around the edge of the wings, and then as well to do this cutting around the edge of the leaves, just so that you've got that bit of detail overhanging your border. I think it's a really nice effect, and I've just added little bits of sparkle to some of the flowers, a few dots of pink liquid pearls. All the frames are great to use with gilding waxes. Yes, they would be. So that was the first card. Then when I get a collection, I always like to do a 9 square card because it's a design that I love. It works with everything and it really gets my ideas flowing. Now on this one I have actually stamped onto the background papers. Now this is something that comes in the I want it all part of the kit, so you actually get these beautiful stamps as well. Let me take them out of the packet, sorry, you better see them better. So you're getting this gorgeous textured lace, absolutely beautiful, and also this lovely one with a little script and that vine. You get the butterfly, which is quite a solid butterfly, but it looks beautiful. As you can see, I've cut them, stamped them and cut them out. You then get the little tiny butterfly, which is always so useful for stamping if you make a mistake and you want to cover something up. You can see it's well loved already. You get this gorgeous lace flower as well, and I love how we've made them very distressed around the edges. They're not exact, so it just makes it so much easier when you're working with them and joining them together and things like that. Then we've got this lovely background of those diamonds. Again, got that little sort of distressed look to it, so it's really easy to get fabulous create backgrounds with them. So that's the stamps that you get for the I want it all, but you also get 20 sheets of white vellum, which I'm going to show you some cards where I've used it. It's a lovely weight of vellum. Yeah, 140 GSM, but it's a really nice vellum. It's gorgeous, it stamps beautifully, all sorts. But you also get £3.50's worth of ribbon as well if you go for the I want it all. So that's with the kit, the stamps and the vellum. So on here I've also punched out some of my daisies, put crystals in the middles of them. I've die cut my card and mounted my sentiment onto there as well. Then I wanted to use my frames. So I've made a very simple card. It is one of the frames onto a square of this blue cardstock, and I've just scored along the top there and then just cut the bottom off, so square the bottom off, because then it will actually stand up. If I just stand it up, I know it's not at the right angle for you, hang on, but there you are, it will stand up. So it just makes a really nice card, something a little bit different. Got the letters that I've mounted up that you get in your kit, so it's really nice to be able to personalise your cards as well. And then just using the double flowers and colouring around the edge of the roses for the centres of your flowers, and also around the edge of the frame. So just something a little bit different to use it on its side, and you can do that with this design as well, because it's very it will work both ways, either way. So then the other one that I did, I used inked this one up completely, so it's covered in the pink, so I wanted to make it much more colourful. So obviously if you like using ink pads, they're really easy to use. I did it with a sponge so that you can graduate the colour, so it is a little bit paler in the centres, and then I added the letters to put my friend on there, And then again with the flowers, it depends how you want to curl them, up or down, the centre of your flower as well there. So again, using one of the little spiral roses, just offset one of my sentiments behind and layered it up onto the beautiful petal pink pearlescent cardstock that you get. I'm just so pleased that we've got some pearlescent here again. This really is going back to how it all started, which is fab. And then I made 3 tags, which I cut out from cardstock, covered them with my pattern papers. I've used the white flowers obviously that you get, but then I've just used some white candy that I had, but I've actually coloured it with my ink pad just to give it a little bit of colour. Put glitter glue over the top as well, and then also added the same colour ink pad around the edge of my letters and glittered those as well. So it's just got that little bit of sparkle, but it's a really nice way. So white candy is just brilliant for adding, you know, you put whatever colour you want with it. But how lovely does that look with all those different papers together? Just works so well. I know, Sam, isn't that retro frame fab? Okay, so this card is the one that I'm actually going to demo tonight, and this was a card that I've seen a long time ago. It actually opens up and it's got 2 pockets, and it's actually 2 pieces of cardstock that you join together. So I thought this would be a little bit different to do. So this is the one that I'm actually going to demo tonight, and it's really easy to do. So I've got all the measurements to give you. So if you haven't got a pen, you might want to grab one, but if not, they will be on the video so you can watch it again to do. But yeah, so, and I've used the vellum. This is the white vellum that comes in the I Want It All kit, and all I did was I used my waste to trace round onto the vellum so I could cut 2 vellum flowers out of my vellum paper, but using the sheet that I actually got the flowers in the kit. So I think that's just something really different. You could put a gift card in here. Look, Joe, it's ready. When's your birthday? I could put a gift card in there for you, lovely. Okay, so I also want to share some of the ones that I did with the vellum. Now this is the reason that you need to get the vellum. Look how beautifully it stamps. That's that lacy stamp. Now let me get the stamps back. It's this stamp here that I stamped. Now we do have one on the website that's slightly paler, but I wanted to do a deeper colour on this one because I wanted you to see how well it really shows up. And I did think if I showed you the very pale one, it wouldn't show very well. But again, using those lovely little butterflies that you get in the stamps as well. So from here, and just using those just for that little bit of extra, I don't know, just something a little extra. And I also used the Julie Loves. These were our special day stamps that we had that we've just launched, so these are available on the website as well. So I've used the special and the birthday and embossed those in white on the vellum, and it worked beautifully. Absolutely fantastic. So it will emboss, it didn't warp or anything like that, so it's a really nice heavyweight vellum to work with. These are the white flowers that come in the kit, and again just curling and shaping and adding a bit of colour to them. So that was one with the vellum, and then this is another one that I did with the vellum, and this is over the top of the very pale pink paper, but this time I've used the letters to spell out for Mum. I've put some crystals in the centre of my flowers and just layered them up. I haven't put any colour to the flowers this time. I have left them white, and I just think that, you know, you don't have to colour them up. Sometimes white on white just looks beautiful, and white on the vellum looks lovely. Sorry, I'm trying to read the comments as well. What inks did you use? Did you stamp with? Oh, okay, so are we talking about this one then, Claire? If we are, I used, bear with, let me get that one out of the way. I actually used the Altenew inks this time, and I had there's a set of 4 pinky ones, but I bought the set of 4 because I always do them in colours of 4, and I think I did it in the coral berry. What is the make of the white embossing powder? I always buy detailed white embossing powder, Debbie. It doesn't really matter whose make, but I would buy a detailed one, because if you've got really small detail stamps like the birthday is, it still just stamps out beautifully. Okay, so another one that I did with the incorporating the butterflies, again with my letters, so again putting a name on a card, and this time I sent a sentiment for my card, again embossed in white, with the embossing powder and everything, and look how beautiful it's come out, and the frame as well. Everybody should own this set of stamps. Let me just get them out. They are on the website at the moment. They're called Say It With Sentiments. You get the different frames in those lovely shapes, double lines, and they stamp out beautifully. As you can see, you get that lovely double frame around it, and then you get all those different sentiments to fill your frames with. How fabulous is that? I really do think this is a set that everybody should have. This is a set that you will use time and time again. You've got something for weddings, you've got something for engagement, for birthdays, feel better thinking of you, wedding day, for someone special, congratulations, for a very special friend, best wishes on your birthday, just to say thank you and happy birthday. So it really is your go-to sentiment set. So you Say It With Sentiments, you need to get that, definitely. But I really loved this card. I just wanted to keep it blue, so just having the one colour that I've used, adding those little blue bits to the centres of my flowers, and then again I've cut out the little tiny butterflies that are actually on the paper, just leaving a little bit of a border around the edge, and just curled and shaped those, so you can cut those elements out and use those on your cards as well. Okay, this is another one with the vellum. This is where I put a cover of vellum over the top of my card, and then I've just punched little tiny tags out of my cardstock because I loved all those colours together, and just a simple white daisy, and then just 3 of those beautiful little butterflies from that pattern paper. So simple, but I really do think that sometimes excuse me, the simplicity of it is just beautiful. Oh, I'm struggling, hang on. Oh, haven't got any magic hands to bring me water. Bear with me 1 second. Not sure how long that bottle's been there, but never mind. Okay, so this is another one. I just love vellum and the effect that it gives you. This one I used a very old punch that I had. It's a Martha Stewart Bordelaise lace punch. And I cut very thin strips of this and just laid them up on top of each other. I added a little bit of glitter glue along the bottom and dots of liquid pearls as well. And then again, cut out my butterflies from my paper so that I can use those again as an embellishment. A little bit of my spotty paper with some ribbon over the top. I wish it was Gin Sam. And then I just added Jill to this. Now I could send this to Jill because Jill's had a slight accident. She's fractured her elbow, so I could send her a get well card, couldn't I? I might do that actually, yeah. And then this is another one that I wanted to share with you. So again, using the beautiful set of stamps, I made this. So I've used all those background stamps to create the background for my card. And I've added, so I used those in, oh, no tears, she's fine. She is okay, but she did fall and, yeah, fractured her elbow, so it's not good really. So I've used all those pink ink pads that I showed you again from the Autumn New, but you just need a range of pink, different coloured pink and red ink pads really. And I've created my background, I've added darker colours with the text, I've then I've stamped and cut out the butterflies, but I've put those over the tops of ones that I've already stamped on my card. So just in case the wings lift up, you will still see that underneath. Just the odd flowers that we've got from the die cut flowers, and then again using those lovely letters just to personalise the card. And then I've just done a scallop punch circle for my sentiment to go on with some liquid pearls as well. So I've just got one last, no gosh, I've got 2 more cards to show you. Goodness me. Oh, are you awake, Peter? Glad you could join us. Okay, so the other set of stamps that we've got are our Flourishes, which are beautiful. And again, this is such a useful set of stamps. You will be using these time and time again. Look, beautiful embossed. So you will see here, let me just show you this card. So I silver embossed one of the flourishes across the bottom here. Very, very simple. A little bit of the lacy design as well that I did in the pink over the top of the pink pattern paper, and 1 flower. So nothing very much to it, but look how they emboss. Isn't that beautiful? And then finally, again using the kit but with these stamps as well, I wanted to show you this card that I made. Now this is something that I saw probably on Pinterest again, where somebody has linked two circles together and that forms your closure for your card, which again I think is a really lovely, just something a little bit different to make your card stand out. So when you open this up, I've actually stamped the scrolls down the edge here and embossed those. So again, embosses beautifully. The detail of the flourishes you don't lose. Got that lovely sentiment inside with my letters, and the card just closes together. Just catch the top of the petals and it acts as a closure. Just something a little bit different as well. Really nice, I thought, using the lacy border down the edge of the papers as well, just to give you that extra bit of definition. So I think that was it for the cards and all the stamps. So I'm just going to move everything out of the way and I'll get on with the demo. Okay, so I want to explain, let's get the card that we're going to do. So I'm going to show you how to do this card, and I wanted to explain how I cut it, because sometimes this is the bit that we don't show you and it's quite hard to know how to go about that. So we have, bear with me, it was one of the A4 sheets of card. I'm just going to move the card to one side. It's one of the A4 sheets of card that you get in the kit. So I cut, I want to be able to show you it all. I don't think I'll be able to because my camera's so close so you can see it nicely. Okay, so that's, you've got your two pieces, and then this piece went here and I had another piece there as well. So this piece here, these two pieces I cut the same size, and these form the front and back of my card. So these two pieces are 10.5 centimetres by 14.8 centimetres, so it will fit into a 6x4 card blank. Okay, they're the pieces that you're going to use for the front and back. These pieces I cut and used, I've done it slightly different to this one, but I made tags to go in my pockets from these two pieces. The other one I've already done. And then this piece here is the piece that we're going to cut down to 8.5 by 10, so that this is going to make the, we're going to score and fold it, so this is going to make the centerpiece, the silver bit that I've got here, that's going to join my two pieces together. So I'm just going to get my guillotine, move this out of the way. So this has got to be cut down to 8.5 by 10. I'm sure I checked that was, so it is exactly 8.5. So we just need to cut 10 centimetres of this, and then the rest of it, this bit is spare, so that bit can go away, and this is the piece that I need. And I'm just going to get my little scoreboard. Okay, so we've got a 4-inch piece that goes in the centre here. So I am going to score at 2 inches. Sorry, I've gone from inches to centimetres because this is inches and my card measurements are centimetres. Okay, so that's that's 5 centimetres. So into the centre, so 5 centimetres, and then you want to score again at about 1 centimetre as well. As long as those two pieces are equal, it doesn't matter. So then that part is going to be folded in half, and then these pieces fold up. Turn that piece over and fold that piece up. So what you'll end up with is a piece that looks like that. Okay, and then we are going to stick one of these pieces on either side and tuck it behind the little pockets that we are going to make as well. And the pockets need to be 8 centimetres by 12, and I'm going to show you how to cut them. And the tags that I made are 5 centimetres by 9. So let me clear this bit out of the way and we will start decorating the good bit. But I wanted to give you the measurements because I think it's really important that you know, instead of me just saying you cut this, you cut that, I think it's much nicer to know how I got it out of one sheet of cardstock. So I've picked the dotty paper to go on the inside. It's going to put some glue around the edge. And this is one thing that I didn't check when I came down, so bear with, sorry. That's better. Okay, so bit of glue around the edge and in the middle, and then this is going to go, this is going to be on the inside. So again, I always cut my papers slightly smaller So I cut this 10 centimeters by 14.3. So I've got a nice border around the edge. So we'll do the inside of both pieces first of all. Sorry, I didn't look to see if I'm positioning it very well for you to see. I am sorry. Okay, so now we've got those two inside pieces covered. Turn it over and I've got the roses with the dogtooth check for the back. And then I bet you can't guess what I'm going to put on the front. Don't even know if I've showed you it yet. Yeah, Studio Light, Sam, you're absolutely right. Okay, so on the front of this one, so what do you think is going to be on the front? Those beautiful butterflies. Now, when I did the one that I've put Jo on, I cut out extra butterflies, so I was a bit extravagant. So I hope you realise that, Jo, when you get yours. Okay, so I'm not going to do that for this one because that's eating into another piece of paper. But you could do like I did on that other card and actually just lift my wings up and add it to the front. Oh, you know what I've gone and done, don't you? I haven't put my ribbon in. Oh. Okay, so we will tuck our piece of ribbon underneath there. I didn't tuck it into this one, did I? Let me see if I can. Oh, you see, that's because we're using quality products. Okay, put some glue in here. I'm going to use the one that I had here rather than, I would use my matte normally, but I want to make sure that I get it in about the same place. Perfect. And now I might just need a little bit more glue on the edges there. So you put your ribbon on before you put your pattern papers on, okay? Not like Julie does. Okie doke. So now we have, oh my God, I put it on the wrong, oh no, I haven't, that's okay, that's okay. Is it? Yes, right. So now we have our piece of paper for the front, inside, and our ribbons on either side. Okay, so then we are going to use a bit here. I've got some letters to go on the front. So I need my next tray. So this is my pockets. Okay, so I've done one tag already. That's the other tag. And then I've cut one pocket already. But I wanted to show you how I did it. So I used my mat and I marked. Let's move this out of the way. So I marked with my mat. Obviously now I've done one, I can use the one I've already made. But I marked at 2 centimetres and at 6 centimetres. So I made little marks on here so that I can see that. So when I put that in my guillotine, I'm going to cut from the 2 centimetres all the way down. So that's the 6 centimetres there. Now I've lost my pencil mark. It's because the camera's in the way of the light. Right, so I've got the 2 centimetre there and the 6 centimetre there, I believe. Right, you're going to have to bear with if it's not quite right. Oh no, I can see it now, right there. Okay, so then chop that piece off. That piece can go in the bin. And then we have our pocket. Okay, so what you need to do is, because I have put the pattern paper on one, I need to make sure that that one goes on that side and this one goes on this side. So I have a piece of paper ready to go on, and then I'll know I have them on the right sides. So a little border at the bottom and firm that down. And then I'm going to use this piece here where I'm going to join them together. So I'm going to put a piece of glue down here, and then I am going to just line up. I'm not attached to my card yet, I'm just attaching the pockets to this piece first of all. Now we'll do that first, and then we need to get them in the same place for this side. So what you could do is obviously use the line on a mat, but as I haven't got my mat in view, because I want you to be able to see it nicely by having a white background instead. So I'm lining up the bottoms of my pocket so that's on nice and straight. Okay, so now I can glue it down onto my card. So I can put glue along the edge there and along the edge there. I want to leave this part open because that is obviously where I'm going to have the pocket for my tags to go in. So pop this down. This would be nice as well, actually. You could do this with foam tape to raise it up, so it's got a real, it could really take some bits and pieces in the pocket then. But the way I'm doing it, it's fine to put a gift card or a tag with some messages and things like that. So then I've done another line of glue for the other side, and then I'm literally lining these two pieces up straight on top of each other. Firm that down, and now when we open this up, everything's joined together, stands up beautifully on its own. It folds up, you can tie it together, just something a little bit different for a card. So then from the piece of card that we had left from our A4, I cut it down so that your tag size is 5 centimeters wide by 9 centimeters. So bear with me again. So 5 centimeters, and cut that down to 9. Those bits in the bin. Okay. So then I put a hole, use my hole punch to create a hole in the top of the tag. So I'll just move this a little bit so I can use my mat. So line it up on my mat so I know where the center is, and firm that down. And then what I do to create my tags is I mark again using my mat. So halfway between this one and 1 and a bit on that one. And again, you could do this now with your guillotine if you want to, or you can just cut it with your scissors. Sorry, I took it out of camera shot. Okay, so those pieces are gone now. Let's bring the white back. I think it looks nicer to see the work against the white. Then I'm going to add a bit of pattern paper that I've cut down. This was some that I had left from the rest of the butterflies. Paper that I've cut out and used on the front. So you're not wasting anything at all. Then I've got some ribbon, and this is the ribbon that you're going to get in your with your free bits of ribbon, your ribbon bundle. And just tie this, put this in, tie a knot, and then I'll trim those excess pieces off. Obviously if I was doing this with ribbon when I first get it, I wouldn't be cutting lengths. It was just easier for when I'm demoing that I cut some lengths, because you end up wasting too much like that. You would obviously put it in, trim it off, and then put the next piece in, the rest of the ribbon, not trim it into 2 pieces to start with. Okay, so now we've got some tags to go in our pockets, and then we have some decoration for our flowers. So I was saying to you earlier that when I made this flower here, I used the waste that my flowers came in. So I used this sheet once I'd used all my white flowers, and I used this flower here as a guide and drew round on my vellum. So this is another reason why you want I want it all, because of the beautiful weight of the vellum. It is gorgeous. And so I drew round that and cut it out. So I've already, True Blue Beauty style, I have cut my vellum flower out. So I am just going to curl and shape this. So I would always lift my petals up first of all. The vellum will curl and shape beautifully and hold its shape too, because of the weight that it is. It is absolutely beautiful to work with. Like I say, it embosses, heat embosses beautifully. In fact, I came down to my cabin a little bit early because I was going to emboss some and show you, but I ran out of time trying to set the camera up. I tell you, it's a good job you lot don't see me beforehand. I had that light all over the place, and all I could get was 2 little circle lights in my glasses, and I need my glasses to be able to read if there's any messages and things like that, so it's really difficult. Okay, so I'm just bending and shaping, so curling those petals. So now they've got some dimension to them, so I'm not putting them onto flat and I'm not putting them together flat. So a little bit of glue in the middle, and I'm not going to worry that I can see that glue once I link the flowers together, and I always overlap my petals so you can see the petals on, the petals underneath as well as the petals on top. Then I should have in my little box pre-done, I punched a little pink circle from the butterfly paper, and I'm going to put that in the center. Now you'll notice on the one that I made for Joe, I love these little embellishments. It was something I bought at a craft fair ages ago. I don't know where I got it, and that's all I've got left. So Joe, you're very special. Okay, so I'm going to cut one of these off, and I'm just going to put that in the center for my vellum. Obviously you could put candy in there, you can put gems, you could put all sorts, but yep, that's the last piece. So then I'm going to put my flower down on here, glue that in place. Then I've got matching sentiments. I've got a heavily foiled one and a white one. Again, you could add some colour to these if you wanted to, but I think on this occasion I'm going to leave it white. But I will show you some letters in a minute. I've done some letters to put a name on the front of this one as well. But I will show you a little trick. And obviously if you saw Mary's Facebook Live on Sunday, where she coloured those postcards with that black ink pad, and then that gold foil just popped through, which looked amazing. I just want to show you something else that you can do with the letters as well. So I'm going to pop that down on the front there, and then I've got a selection of our flowers as well, the white flowers, and I'm just going to curl and shape these, and then I would add some crystals to the centres of these, I think. So a little bit of glue on the back. I've lifted all my petals up, curled and shaped them, so maybe just a couple around this one. So these ones with the more pointed petals, again, I just curl and shape it, but because it's cardstock, so it's going to hold its shape beautifully for you. Again, just a little bit of glue on the back, and we'll pop that down overhanging the message. Don't be afraid to go over the top a little bit as well. With these ones, so this has got like very irregular shaped petals, I do it at an angle and just twist it over my pokey tool, and as long as you do that the same way on all of the petals, it spirals round and ends up looking a bit like a Catherine wheel. But again, you've got that dimension and texture to them before you put them down. So a little bit of glue on the back. Sorry Sam, I'm trying to read your comment. I couldn't find the second part of Mary. Oh, okay. Mary, can you help with that? Is that on our page still? I'm sure it must be. If you go to the, not now obviously because you'll lose us, but at the end, if you go and have a look in the videos section on Craftwork Cards page, it should be in there, Sam. Okay, so again, just curling and shaping the flowers, the petals, so you've got some dimension to the flowers. A little bit of glue on the back, and then we'll have the flower up there. So now I just got my cheapy crystals, and I need my knife. I didn't realise I'd tidied up. Okay, let's use my scissors instead. So I'm going to use these bigger crystals for that big flower. So I'm just cutting into, because they're all joined together by a little bit of tape, these crystals. So you just need to snip in between each one, and that will open those up so you can get them off. And then sometimes I put some extra glue down on these because sometimes they don't stick particularly well, but this will be fine just for showing you now. Okay, so there we have our folded card. So joined together, so it stands up beautifully, but it folds so that you can put a gift in it if you want to. And then I'd also use my letters, again, putting a little bit of colour around the edge of them. And I'm going to put them across the bottom. I like to put them on haphazard so that you don't have to worry about getting them straight. And I always put the first and the last letter on, And then because I've got a 5-letter word, I can put the centre one down, and then I know how much room I've got in between. So I like to have the first letter like that's, I want it underneath the first letter, and then I would probably just tuck it underneath. This is probably why I don't put glue on all of the letter and just really in the middle. But so it's really lovely that you get those letters so that you can personalise them. So you can make your cards for whoever you want to make them for. Lovely to add your tags in. So if you want to put a birthday message in there, if you wanted to add a gift card. Do I have a gift card to hand? That was my tripod. I do. Oh, look, I've got a lovely one here. I wonder if Sue will remember this. Look how gosh, I've saved this from about 2000 and I don't know when we went, Sue. When we went to Creative Escape. Doesn't say on there, but so we could put a gift card in here as well. So it's great to give little gifts and things as well. I just thought that was something a little bit different. So we've got the one for Joe, which I cut the butterflies out on as well. And then I've got one for Carla too now. Okay, now I don't know how long I've been waffling on for, but I did have one more card that I wanted to show you. So I will very quickly do this one, as long as you don't mind, which I hope you don't. But I wanted to show you how lovely and easy it is putting the vellum around your card. So I've got some ribbon and some flowers. And the other thing I wanted to do, oh, let's do it. I want to emboss. I want to emboss on this vellum. Yeah. Shush, Sue, don't tell them about the chocolate martinis. Oh dear, I couldn't walk after the chocolate martinis. It was bad, but it was good. We always have such good fun. I was only saying that to Sue this morning, that we've done some amazing things over the years. We've had such fun, we really have. Okay, so I'm just plugging my embossing tool in. So I wanted to show you how lovely the swirl stamps are, and also the lacy stamps too. So I'm just going to wipe my vellum first of all, because I want to do a little bit of embossing. Now let's get my stamps. I've hidden everything now. I had it all sorted. Right, let's take the lacy stamps. Right, so let's have that beautiful. Shall we have that? Oh, in fact, I'm going to do this one in pale pink, and then I'm going to add some silver embossing over the top. Now I don't know if this will be too pale, but let me just try. So I'm using the Frosty Pink from Autumn New, and this is the lacy flower that I'm just going to stamp out on my vellum. It's very pale, isn't it? Bear with and I'll get a deeper pink. I don't want the dark one that I've used on the other one. I wanted a, right, we'll use a Stampin' Up one. This is pretty in pink, I think it is. This is slightly darker, I think. So I'm just going to go straight over the top, because I'm going to do some, that's better. So I'm going to have some random flowers across here. And then I am going to take, oh, let's have some butterflies as well. Take the butterfly, but can you see how beautiful that stamps on the vellum? Now, one thing, if you're using, am I still here? Oh no! I will carry on because you'll be able to watch it on at the end. I don't want to stop now. Okay, so I've just wiped my magic bag over the top of there so that it's ready for my stamping, and I'm just going to take my swirls, and one of the swirl stamps, I don't know what happened there. I'm very sorry. All of you just dropped off. It was like, what did I say? Okay. So I am using one of the swirl stamps, and I have wiped my card with the embossing, the anti-static bag, and now I'm just going to stamp across with my embossing ink pad. So this is a excuse me, a Versamark ink pad. Across the bottom there, cover that up, and then I want to take my white embossing powder. I just need to get a sheet of paper, so I've got that ready to catch my embossing powder. Okay, I place that underneath, tip my powder over the top. I'm going to be very excessive with it, but it won't matter. Now you'll see here, can you see all that excess powder? So I didn't dry it well enough, but I did have a brush. Oh, here we go, I've got a brush, so bear with me a second, because I don't want the lace pattern to come out on my vellum particularly. You might get a little bit, because so that is a tip. If you want to do the pink inking stamping underneath, do it, leave it to dry, or help it with the heat tool, but don't rush it like I just did. Okay, so just getting all the excess powder off as best as I can. Actually, it might look quite nice with that little bit of embossed. I should have left that. That looked rather nice. The detail in it was actually quite amazing. Okay, so I've got what I want, so let me just move that out of the way. It's a good job you can't see behind me and around me. Okay, so I'm going to heat my heat tool up again before I take it to my vellum. This really helps so that it doesn't warp the vellum when you heat it. So now when I go to it, it should actually happen quite quickly. Yeah, it's going almost instantly. So just follow the pattern with your heat tool, just going side to side slowly. Everyone has a tendency to do this with the heat tool. You don't want to do that, because all that does is disturb the air, and all that will do is actually take the embossing powder and blow it around. So look how beautiful that has embossed, other than my dirty embossing, but that was me not drying it enough. So I'm now going to show you how I attach my vellum and my paper to my card. So I've cut it down so I've got a slight border on either side, and then I just, with my fingers, I mark along the top there. Then I can fold this over, and then I know now where I can cut my piece of paper. So I'm going to take the paper round to the back and attach it just with some glue along the back. So trim the excess off, and I will put this down on my card first of all. So on a piece of glue along the top there, and I do want this actually attached to my card. Okay, so place this down, line everything up again with the bottom of my card. I've got a little border either side. It's meant to be all the way to the bottom. Sorry, so then we've got that. Then I can take this over, make sure I've got some glue that will hold that down, and fold that over at the back. You could stamp on the back in a darker colour, Lynn. That would be a very good idea. Yes, you could easily do that. So now I'm going to put my vellum over the top. Again, I'm going to use my fingers just to mark where this folds, just to help that fold over. So I don't want it to move along the bottom. Make sure that's still nice and straight. Firm that down, and then I can take this off, and again I will firm it down because it is really thick, this vellum, so it's really lovely to work with. And then I will just take some of that excess off. Obviously when you're doing this at home, you can measure it so it's exactly the same size, so that looks really nice and neat then. And then I'm going to attach this to the back of my card. So a little bit of glue along the top here, line everything up with the top of your card and where you've folded it, fold it over, firm it down, and then I'm just going to decorate it and hold it all in place like I did on my original one with a piece of ribbon. So I wrapped the piece of ribbon around my card, so this goes on the inside, and that is going to hold that in place at the bottom. Everywhere I've got something stuck on the front, I put glue behind here, and that is just holding the vellum in place. So there's nothing here holding it until I get up to those letters. So I stuck all these bits on, then I put the glue on the back, and then I wrap the ribbon round. And then you can just lift the bottom part up here to add a little bit more glue underneath your flowers. So very similar, but I wanted to show you how beautifully that vellum will take the embossing powder as well, other than my nice messy bit. Okay, so let me just flip you round. I just need to make sure that everybody knows. Let me flip you round. Okay, and I want to get that horrible light out the way and sit down. I'm sorry it took so long, but I hope you enjoyed that. I enjoyed having your company and all the love as well, so thank you for sharing that. It really is worth being a member of the VIP club, so do head on over to Craftwork Cards, which is www.craftworkcards.com. Click on the what's new, and it tells you all about becoming a VIP member there. If you do want to be a VIP member and you want to buy the Blush Rose collection, make sure you buy the membership first, and it needs to be activated, which we will do tomorrow, and then you will be able to shop with your discount and your free postage and packing. So if you want the Blush Rose collection as well, you'll need to do that tomorrow, but if you want to join tonight, excellent. Yeah, it's just amazing value. £10 for all those beautiful goodies, and to be able to make cards like that. But can you see now why you want it all? So you want the vellum, and you want the stamps, and you get ribbons as well. Just perfect. So you're leaving me so many messages. Oh, thank you. That's lovely. I'm sorry, I didn't mean it to be an hour, but it's just good fun, isn't it? Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed it. Thanks ever so much for joining me, and we'll see you all again soon. Thanks a lot. Bye.